Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I'm going to jump right into it. And this video is going to be about our September 6th primary, and specifically 2 races that'll be on the ballot for that. There's a lot of stuff on the ballot, but I want to talk about 2 that greatly affect us here in Berkshire County. And that's the Berkshire County Sheriff and Berkshire County District Attorney. So I'm sure most of you know, this year our Sheriff Tom Bowler, the incumbent, is running for re-election. He's running for a 3rd term. And our Berkshire County District Attorney, Andrea Harrington, is running for her 2nd term. They both have challengers. Alf Barbalunga is challenging Sheriff Bowler, and Tim Shugrue is challenging our District Attorney, Andrea Harrington. So let's start with the sheriff's race. Now, I've stayed pretty neutral on this entire election season up until about a week or so ago. And I'm glad that most of our politicians have also, actually all of them really. We're not seeing the same kind of things we saw in the last election, specifically district attorney the last time, where you had teams of our state rep, our city councilors, the mayor, her husband, all working from the get-go as a team. That's a hard thing for somebody to go against, and that's why I'm always against that. That didn't happen this cycle, and I applaud that. And I think that's why I stayed completely neutral. Had the guests, I had every candidate on for an interview. I let them speak their platform uninterrupted and to access the audience. But let's also remember, this is an opinion editorial. This is just my opinion. This isn't news. It's my opinion. And as quiet as I've stayed up until about a week ago, I've decided that I am going to put my picks out there. Endorsement, whatever you want to call it. I think it's funny to say endorsement because really, who am I? I'm not anybody special, so I guess endorsement from anybody. We all make endorsements. It's called going to vote. So we're going to start with the sheriff's race. And my belief is that Sheriff Bowler deserves and has earned a 3rd term as Berkshire County Sheriff. I think he's done an amazing job. Everyone in the Sheriff's Department, for the most part, 99% of the people in the Sheriff's Department that work for Sheriff Bowler have spoken very highly of him. I've spoken to a lot of people that were guests of his at his facility that spoke very highly of him. And then you look at a lot of just the pure facts. You look at the recidivism rates, you look at the incarceration rates, all way down. You look at the community involvement. I know a big summer storm that came through maybe 2.5 years ago. I was out taking pictures of it and ran across the sheriff and his crew out there with some of our city employees with chainsaws and lugging trees away. The Sheriff's Department has been very, very active. And it's a different Sheriff's Department than I came up under in Berkshire County. We had one sheriff my whole life that was there forever. And when Sheriff Bowler came in my opinion, it did change dramatically. It modernized and became more community involved. But I think specifically this campaign for sheriff has gotten very, very dirty. I think a lot of things have been thrown out there by Sheriff Bowler's opponent that I didn't and don't like. I don't like character assassination style politics. No job is that important that you go after somebody and try to ruin them as a person to get elected. Sheriff Bowler has a long career. He was a Pittsfield police officer, and then for years, I don't know how many years, I'm going to guess 20, something like that, maybe more. It was a long time he was on the PPD. And from all the research I've done there, I've never seen any problems there. There was never anything documented, ever. And then the sheriff's department, as the sheriff the past 12 years, he's done a remarkable job. Same thing. I've seen nothing but praise for him. And like I said, if you look at the facts, if you look at the recidivism rates, if you look at the incarceration rates, that right there should tell you something. You know, there was a few issues that I guess are definitely legitimate issues that his opponent brought up about our female inmates going to Chicopee, a couple things like that, new programs. I know that his challenger, Alf Barbalunga, has said that he didn't care about chainsaws and snowmobiles, and you know, I know after talking to both candidates and listening to the reasons why on that, coming from Sheriff Bowler, why we have those things, they're necessary. The sheriff's department, just like that storm where I was out taking pictures and I ran across the sheriff's crew. I mean, they were out, and the sheriff himself was out there like I have a picture of him lugging this huge tree over his shoulder, him and one of the city workers. I mean, he's a hands-on guy. And based off of everything that I've researched, based off all the facts, and based off my interviews with the candidates, Sheriff Bowler is my pick. I think he is the best choice for Berkshire County Sheriff. And I'll leave it at that. The DA's race. I've stayed pretty neutral on this one. Many of you know in the past I was very outspoken about our district attorney. And one of the reasons for that is I was one of the managers of the write-in campaign for our former DA. I was heavily involved in that. And when you get involved in these campaigns, it gets very emotional. I get that with everybody. It gets very emotional because you put your heart and soul into this stuff, and to take a loss hurts. It hurts. Sometimes it hurts the volunteers far more than it does the candidate, because it's never and shouldn't ever be about a person. It really shouldn't. It should be about qualifications and who's the best for the office, for the job. And after that race, I decided for the most part to zip it. I didn't feel like it would be good for the community to badmouth our district attorney. That's bad for public safety. It endangers everyone. You don't do that. Once someone is in that office, you leave it alone, unless there's obviously something obviously happening. But just because your candidate didn't win, you don't continue to attack somebody after they get elected. You just don't do that. You base it on performance. And a DA that's a tricky position, because transparency is something we all want in politics. But a district attorney it's one of those positions that shouldn't be political, even though it is. It's an elected position. I don't think it should be. And you can only have so much transparency because of the situations. You have court cases, you just can't come out and say things, basically. It doesn't work the same. You can't have complete transparency. You could jeopardize a case, you could jeopardize the safety of the public, everything. So after I interviewed both candidates for district attorney also, and I have made my pick, and I'm going to go with Tim Shugrue on this one. And I don't think this is any surprise to anybody. I like Tim a lot, and the reasons for that, again, I've looked at his qualifications. I looked at the qualifications of our current DA. They're both progressive Democrats. So, you know, I don't see either one of them taking us into the dark ages or something like that. We're not going backwards here. We have two progressive Democrat candidates. What I like the most about Tim Shugrue is his knowledge of the law, his years of experience, not just as a prosecutor, but as a defense attorney. He understands both sides of that coin, and his passion for it. I mean, here's a guy that can recite codes, legal codes and stuff to you. I mean, he lives this stuff. He knows that stuff in and out, and it's a passion of his. He takes it that serious, and he wants to be the Berkshire County District Attorney, and that's it. He's not looking to, he has no other ambitions of any other political jobs or positions. And based off of everything that I've looked at, I think Tim Shugrue, in my opinion, is the best choice for Berkshire County District Attorney. That being said, this, for the most part, the DA's race has been a clean one. Let's keep it at that. Remember, anybody who runs for public office has to put themselves out there. I applaud that from all the candidates. That's not an easy thing to do. Believe me, it's not an easy thing to do. I still get death threats every week. I've had people out in public. One person last year or the year before at the Shell station on West Housatonic Street recognized me from doing this, and he wanted to punch me in the face. He literally said, "I'm going to punch you in the face." I know it is not an easy thing to put yourself out there. So I applaud all the candidates in all the races this year. And remember, they have families. They're parts of our community. You save it for the ballot box, and you leave it at that. And I hope people do remember that. No slandering, no putting people down. You know, these people have children and parents and other people in our community. When you start ripping somebody apart, it affects all of them. And no one should ever be put through that, because it discourages people from ever wanting to run for public office. They see that stuff and they go, whoa, no way. And that's not good. That's not good, because we could be losing some of the best people out there. That's why you just don't do that. If you're related or the spouse of a politician, you don't go online and start slandering and attacking people. You don't do any of that stuff. It's not only uncalled for, it's wrong. It's morally wrong. And it hurts the community. And when you see people doing that kind of stuff, you know that their interest is in themselves, not the best interest of the community. And it's about putting community first. So that's it on that. I support Sheriff Bowler for re-election. I support Tim Shugrue. That being said, tonight, Thursday, 4:30 p.m., Park Square, both candidates will be there. 4:30 to 6 p.m., having a standout. Some people call them visibilities. I think of an airplane, being in a plane or being a pilot. But anyway, there will be a standout at 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Park Square tonight. These are important. Don't think they're not. Especially these ones right before the election. They show, it's kind of like a cheerleading team for the community. So if you support Sheriff Bowler and if you support Tim Shugrue for DA, tonight, Park Square, 4:30 to 6 p.m. The candidates will be there. Everyone will be there. Make sure you are there. If you have a lawn sign, bring it with you. If you have a t-shirt for the candidates, wear it. Show your support. These are more important than you think. If you only have 20, 30 people standing there, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for your candidate. Don't miss out on this. I'll be there. The candidates will be there. A lot of people will be there. Make sure you are there. Even if you can only stay for 15 or 20 minutes, make sure you are there. They need you just as much as they need you to go vote on Tuesday the 6th. Tonight, 4:30 p.m., Park Square. Be there. Be there. And I'll see you all there, and I'll catch you all tonight, and then I'll see the rest of you in the next day or two.